It seems it has been a difficult year for the Government of Local Unity, but particularly for the Department of Development Planning, as it has just welcomed its third MMC since the beginning of 2020. Meet MMC Thapelo Ahmad, councillor in the city of Johannesburg and representative of political party Al Jama. He tells us about his first order of business.
To develop, one, the infrastructure of the city, and two, to develop the inhabitants of the city. So mainly how to develop the inhabitants of the city, we need to attract investments and create programs that will attract the investors in the city, so that as we develop the infrastructure, the people are also in line with the developments that we are spearheading.
Speaking of investments, the MMC detailed how this could be achieved through partnerships.
We need to identify the value chain that is conducive for us to attract business, corporate sector. We need to partner with the stakeholders which are within the city of Johannesburg, whether it be civic organizations or corporate sector. We need to create the model that will be inclusive of government, civic organizations, and the corporate sector. So that's the point of entry for us to attract them. We create relationships, we create adequate value chain, we create business opportunities, we create programs. In planning, we have an entity called JDA that is also managing contracts on construction. So that's how you would spearhead that agenda of attracting the investment in the city of Johannesburg.
Informal settlements remain a burning issue for any department tasked with infrastructure development. The MMC took us through this.
We are seeing a large scale of informal settlements mushrooming in the city of Johannesburg, and that creates lawlessness. People, when they see or rather identify a piece of land, they go there and then they erect a shack, or in what we call an informal settlement, which is problemsome, and it also creates a burden to the department or the city at large, because you need to give them services. The next thing, these people will go on the streets and protest and block the roads, inconvenient people who've been currently there. We are going to create opportunities. We have sister departments or stakeholders within the city, which is JOSCO, or the Department of Housing, where we have programs to in-house our residents. We have programs which are sitting there to see that those who are unable to afford the standard of living, we create social housing, and then the city will allocate those social housing to them. So that's one other model that we need to mitigate this issue or the crisis of housing. But where we are sitting as development planning, we need to develop the land that we've identified to create bulk services, or rather adequate infrastructure, so that it becomes easier for housing to erect their structures there.
So what do we know about his political party, Al Jama?
We represent the entire community. So there has been a myth that we are an identically political party that represents only Muslims. We do not represent only Muslims. Al Jama'a means community. It's derived from a Swahili or an Arab word, means community. So Thapelo Ahmad has been a councillor since 2017, if I'm not mistaken, in the city of Johannesburg, and then deployed by Al Jama'a, of course. I later became the chairperson of Section 79 Oversight Committee on Governance, doing M&E on the office of the executive mayor and the office of the city manager. Basically, that's a summary of who I am and my roles, my participation as a councillor in the city of Johannesburg.
The newly elected MMC brings with him a young, vibrant and energetic attitude to the Government of Local Unity. We hope to see through his plans of investment both in infrastructure and the residents of the city.
My name is Nongceba Mulwele, the Speaker of Council in the city of Johannesburg. You are watching Joburg Today.